Welcome back. So we are on video 16, I think we just said, right? I'm still in the Marine Corps. But we were on video 16 and we have funnel, right? We're on funnel here. Tier 1 starting point. Let's go ahead and grab the IP address here. And let's go ahead and clear this out. And we will start off with a rust scan here. We got port 21 and 22 open actually. So we can go ahead and do an mmap TACP 21, right? Default scripts. Check out the version of it. Go ahead and throw that in there. And let's see what we got so far. How many TCP ports are open? We believe there's 2. And we are correct. Okay, cool. What is the name of the directory that's available in the FTP server? Ooh, there's a directory available. So anonymous does work, first off, right? We can see that like right there. Anonymous FTP login allowed. Okay. And it looks like mail backup is what's in there. Oh, God. Are we about to be hacking a mail server? Okay, what is the default account password that every new member? Okay, so we need to go ahead and get in there. So let's go ahead and FTP into there. We'll FTP into that IP address that we just got right here. Anonymous. And it looks like this is an actual directory. Prompt off. Do we have recurse? Nope. Get star. Can I just do that? Get everything like that. Okay, CD to mail backup. LSTAC LA. All right, we got password policy and welcome. Can I just get started here then? Okay, we got password policy. Can I get welcome or no? Okay, saying that I'm not logged in anymore. Okay. Okay, so I did get that one. Let me get password policy again just in case. Okay, so we got both of those now, right? Now there are other ways to also get things, okay? So let me go ahead and actually look at my notes. I think I have it in here with wget for an FTP server. But you can wget also through like an FTP server or stuff like that. And you can tell what to get. So if it's like a really large file and you keep getting kicked out of an FTP server, you can actually use wget to actually do it. I'm trying to remember how to actually do it with wget. I think it's actually just wget FTP. Might just be wget FTP, the IP address, mail backup, right? I wonder if we can actually do attack R, just do a recurse, and then just do like a /star. Do you think that'll work? We'll try it, because I'm that type of person. And yes, that does work. Okay, so it is downloading those things, right? So if we do LSTAC LA, we should actually have the IP address in here. We do. If we CD into there, because that's what wget makes for you, we can see that we now have mail backup. And then there we go. And I don't know if you guys watched a video before about mounting things. When we did that mount with our show mount, and then we mounted the NFS, stuff like that. You can also mount an FTP with curl FTPS. So we can also mount an FTP server there. So I don't think I have those, but I think they're in my cherry tree notes how to do that, because it's not normal thing to mount the FTPS server or an FTP server. Yep, mount FTP. So we can actually use curl FTPS and we actually mount it to somewhere. So let's go ahead and make directory. This sometimes breaks it, but we're going to go for it. Again, just because I'm that type of person. We can always reset it if it breaks, right? We'll head back down here. Boom, and we're mounting it to a place called mount, right? So if we CD to mount now, which it looks like we broke it. MNT, LSTAC LA, CD into mailbox, mail backup, LSTAC LA. We can see the things in here also, okay? So we can technically just do a Firefox password policy.pdf, right? So that's a few different ways to work with FTP to be able to get files in there. Going straight in, doing a get, mget star, mounting it, and also doing a wget, right? Okay, so here's our overview, like right here, right? For the password policy, okay? For example, the default password is funnel123. So we got ourselves a default password. It said it must be changed immediately, right? If I could actually copy it. Oh my God, I can't get that F for some reason. That F is, there we go. I think I got it. Let's go ahead and throw that into our hack the box. Didn't ask us that. I still didn't get that F. There we go. So now we need to figure out which user has not changed their default password. So now we need to find users, right? Let's go ahead and look at the welcome, I guess. We can see what type of file it is first. File, welcome. Okay, so it's Unicode, so we should just be able to cat it. Let's go ahead and Sublime, welcome. Did not like, okay, so it did like that, okay. From root to Optimus, Albert, Andreas, and Christine, and Mariah, right? Welcome to the team. So these are all obviously brand new people, right? And we have their emails like right here. So we don't know if they're going to be logging in with email or if they're going to be just, um, just with first name. So let's go ahead and we'll try the FTP server first because FTP is easier to attack. So we'll say Hydra attack L. Well, let's go ahead and make a username list first. So let's go ahead and do a sudo or a sublime users.txt, right? We'll head back over here and we can just copy this whole line. And one nice thing about Sublime is that we just go ahead and and I spelled users wrong, but whatever. We just go ahead and copy this and hit Control D. And that's good. We can delete all those, hit enter. There we go. Delete. There we go. Okay. Delete. We want to make sure there's no spaces here, right? No spaces. Okay, cool. So no spaces. All right. Then we can save that. Control S. And we'll go ahead and we'll move users like that to users.txt. We do a Hydra attack L users.txt, attack P, or attack lowercase p, excuse me, because we already know the password. We just are going to do a spray at it. I want to actually see my answer up here. Show answer. Thank you. We'll go ahead. We'll throw that into here. And for that users.txt, we actually want to make this L a capital because it's going to be looking at file, right? And we're just going to say FTP, and we're just going to give it that FTP IP address. Now, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. It may not work because we can obviously log in, so every single password may work. Maybe like, yeah, everything works. It's working great. Or it may be like, oh yeah, this user can't log in with that. See, it's saying Christine than that. We could try that with SSH. Let's go ahead and give it a try. So we can say SSH, or we can also do Hydra with SSH in all honesty. We say SSH also. We'll see if it's Christine, because that may have just been the very first one. And no, it wasn't. So it looks like Christine is the person that did not change her password. So fuck her, right? I guess screw the company. You're literally your very first task you did not complete, Christine. Very first task, it says to change that password, and you didn't. You got hired, they hired you on, they paid you money, and the very first task they gave you, you fucked it up, and now everyone else can get in. No. The Christine at 10, 129, 243.197. Obviously, she's an insider. That's your inside threat link right there, Christine. Very bad. Very bad. Okay, so now we're in, right? It's talking about an SQL server in here, right? It says something about, what service is running on TCP port 5432 and only listens on the local host. Now, how do we know that, right? SS-TULPN will show us services that are running, okay? So we do see this 5432 on the local host, right? But how could we figure out what is running there? We do a couple different things. We can port forward that guy, all right? We can port forward him. We can just try to look at it, right? That's post GRE SQL 5432. That's why it's important to know your port numbers. When everyone goes through Net Plus, it says, we're never going to use port numbers. Yeah, you fucking are. Okay? So, stop your whining. But that's going to be post GRE SQL. But we can actually put an mmap binary onto this. Or we can try to port forward it. But let's go ahead and let's put an mmap binary onto it. I'm going to CD my tools. I don't know if I actually have mmap on here in here or not. I do not. So we can grab an mmap binary. from GitHub, static binaries. So it's pretty funny. And we have mmap like right here, right? So we're just going to say raw, and it'll download it. We now have a downloaded mmap. So we can now move downloads and maps right here. And we'll start up our web server. Grab my IP address. And we can do a wget, cd and a temp, wget HTTP / nmap. And we will download the nmap binary out of this machine. So we can now do a change mode +X to make it executable, right? Now if I do an ls-tech LA, well, there's our nmap, right? We can see that Christine did it because Christine's an asshole, as we already said. We do a /nmap, tac-p, what was it on? 5432, right? Yep. 5432. Okay, so port 5432. And then from here, we can do a 127.0.0.1, right? And we see that's post-GRE SQL. So there's a little trick to be able to do it like right there. Like I said, also we can also port forward that port. Maybe we should also hit that up too. Let's see here. Since you can't access the previously mentioned service for the local machine, you have to create a tunnel and connect to it from your machine. What is the correct type of tunneling to use? Remote port forwarding or local port forwarding? I guess local. It doesn't really matter. I don't know. Oh, no, it would actually be local port forwarding, wouldn't it? So here's my local port forwarding stuff like right here. And, well, that's to go to a totally different place like right there. Let's see here. That doesn't help out at all. Let me go ahead and go to my port forwarding stuff over here. Let me actually grab all these. I don't know why all these guys are still out. There we go. Don't mind that. That's why I changed the city name too. Just gonna leave that up there for a second. All right. Well, let's keep looking. Proxy change and port forwarding. All right, we'll do it through SSH, right? So local port forwarding. All right. I don't really want to do it that way though, because that's actually port forwarding from like going for like different machines and all the other stuff. We do dynamic port forwarding. Could do that like right there. I just go super hardcore with it, but remote port forwarding. I actually like remote port forwarding better, but because then I connect back to myself. Then I don't have to worry about SSH and stuff like that. But we know her password and everything, so we technically could just do a local port forwarding with it. So I think they want us to do a local port forwarding because we know her password and everything like that, right? So let's go ahead and see. Is that what you want? Do you want local? You do want remote. Okay, you don't want either. It's definitely local. I'm just going to copy and paste. How about that? Okay. Maybe I spelled 40 wrong. All right, so it wants us to do a local port forward, right? So if we actually look up local port forwarding, we'll say with SSH, right? I gotta take my notes anyway, so SSH tunneling. Local forwarding. All right. So what we can do is we can actually forward a port, right, from us. So what we'll do is we'll do this like right here. We can delete that. Okay. And we can put SHL 5432 5432, and we can actually do. Let me see here. Open the local port forwarding configured. Yeah, I actually want to do this like right here. This one's easier. So we'll do that. And we're going to say 5432. One 127.0.0.1. We can also use Chisel for this and things like that too. 5432. And then we can forward that to Cali, right? Let's make sure we do our systemctl enable SSH. We're going to have to put in the password 3 times, so I should have just did a sudo. So I'd have to put it in 3 times. Let's go and try that. That should work like right there. Now we should be able to do a quick, let me see here. What do you mean? Dofi. Did I do it like that? Or is it? No, it's the other way. Okay. I always forget because I usually like to do it back to myself. Like I usually like, can you track my address? Sure. Why not? All right. So from here, what we'll do is we'll just go back and we will try to throw it at this guy again and see if port 5432 is now being forwarded off, right? Still saying that's closed. So it doesn't like, it never actually asked for a password either. So it did not like that at all, actually. So I like remote better. That's just me though. Let's go ahead and try it a different way here. I'm about to just use Chisel. Chisel's easier to use. I think it is. I don't know, but SSH is not a lot of machines and you don't have to upload anything. It does not seem to want to do that, though, does it? Hydrate. Oh man. Oh, I do have a monster next to me. Let's say I'm sitting in a hotel room, dude. This ain't so easy to hydrate. All right. Yeah, let's say it's not going off that way. Is it? Shouldn't be. All right, we're about to just use Chisel because my notes for SSH port 40. No, they don't. Port 4 SSH. Okay, cool. So there we go. Yeah, see? So I did have it right. So I'm not fucking lost as shit now, am I? The machine's now, okay. Let's try remote first. Do the both on the Kali machine. Okay. So we already enabled it. Do we have to start it also? I wonder if we also have to start it. That's what our problem is like right now. Sudo. There we go. There we go. Okay. And let's see here. Local for 5432, right? To here, 5432, right? We're looking at Cali at the IP address, right? Or is that actually going to be, that actually is probably going to be down here, isn't it? Yep. Okay, so we'll throw Cali up here. This is remote, by the way. If you can't tell by the big tag R in there. Can you make a website? Yes. Yes, I can. 14.15. And we want to port forward port 5432, right? From the local host to port 5432. Let's try that like right there. 1455, excuse me, not 1415. 1455. How about say like 15? That seems weird. Okay, let's try that like right there. See if it's allowed to do that. Then if not, then I can do it from myself to him, utilize that password that we got, right? So if not, then we can do this like right here. And their name is Christine at the IP address. Her IP address is that. Okay, so we get Christine's. All right, so it looks like we have to do it this way, like right here. Don't really remember Christine's password, but there it is. Go ahead and grab her password. We'll throw it in here. So yep, so we do have to do a local. That machine's not allowed to talk back to me that way. Oh, put a space there, that's why. I'm like, what? There we go. Put a couple spaces in there, actually. There we go. Okay, so now we are now port 40, okay? So now if we do an mmap TAC-P 5432 on 127.0.0.1, which is myself, right? We can see that's now open. Okay, so that's our local port forward. Remote port forward is from the victim's machine back to yourself, right? So sometimes you can do that way. I find it easier to do it that way because then you're just calling for Cali. But if you're going to do a local port forward, you do need to know that vulnerable user's password, right? But now we have PostGRE SQL opened up and ready to go, right? It's running now. So now we can actually try to attack it and do different things to it, whatever, right? We can try to Hydra it, brute force passwords, or whatever else, really, right? So let's go ahead and let's try to get into it with maybe Christine's password, I guess. So I don't really know PostGRE SQL's. Isn't it PSQL? PostGRE SQL database also sucks too. Let's see here. So we got that right. And then we can go with, actually, I think I have a cooler database to use. Let me see here. MySQL, John the Ripper, Active Directory, Additional Auditing, attacking Common Services, attacking RDP, bypassing filters, CRUD API, dynamic port forwarding, infrastructure host, additional interaction users, local port forwarding, misconfigurations, MSSQL, password attacks, PHP, pillaging, RDP, shared objects, SQL injection, statements, Windows privs, DNS. Okay, let me go ahead and see if in my databases thing in here, if I actually have Redis, SQL injection, PostGRE SQL. That was super good, okay. So there's other ways to be able to get an actual GUI, like a SQL, like, let's see here, database GUI for Callylinux. There. dbeaver, there we go. And that should already be on here, I believe. Do I not have dbeaver? Or is it dbeaver? No, it's dbeaver. There we go. dbeaver. This will give us a GUI of a database, right? So we can just load the database into there and not have to worry about all the different commands and things like that, which is really nice. So we can open up a file, and it does a whole bunch of different ones, right? Don't care about upgrading. Open file. Let's go ahead and head over into our desktop. Hack the box, or excuse me, starting point, right? Yeah, we go ahead and close that out. Don't care. Say it can't connect to the last database there. And now we need to get. Oh, we just want to actually open up my own because we would need the SQLite file, huh? So this might not work very well as dbeaver. We might have to just hop into it. Let me see if we can actually do database connection. Yeah, it's a PostGRE SQL, right? PostGRE SQL. Okay, finish that. Next. Host, and the host is actually localhost. Yep, port 5432. Don't really know what the hell URLs. Don't care. Database, sure. Authentication, okay. Username is actually going to be Christine, right? And then her password, and I'll know if that's actually still her password now, if I actually did it correct. Yep, cool. So we'll put in her password, then we'll say finish, and let's see if we can actually connect to it. It looks like we're getting it. It looks like something happened there. Yeah, go ahead and download those, I guess. So instead of using PSQL, we can also just get in the database like this too. Another way to get into a database is with dbeaver. So, and now you have a GUI of the database. So you know what learn the database, right? Learn how to do it right. At the same time, though, some databases you're gonna be like, yeah, I don't fucking shit, mate, right? So we could have just PSQL, right, into the database, right? So we do a PSQL, and then we have to obviously give it a user. So I believe it's TAC U, CHRISTINE, TAC P for a password, TAC H for the host, which is going to be 127.0.0.1, right? And I believe that TAC P, I believe it asks for a password afterwards. We're saying, hey, just ask us for a password. Actually, that one, no. TAC P is actually for the port. So it should already be on 5432. Yep, there we go. Okay, so TAC P. So there we go. We are in the database now, right? So you could definitely do it this way also with a PSQL, and you can start to actually try to figure out how to use a PSQL database, right? So I believe it's /list. Yep, it is. We'll go ahead and we'll get this because we don't really need this opened up like right here. We actually want that window much bigger. There we go. We'll go ahead and we'll do this up here. There we go. All right, so it looks like we got quite a few databases in here, right? And one that we see is secrets, and that is something that we would obviously care about, like right there, right? That's something weird, right? Okay. So you notice that I did a :Q to quit out of that once I did that /list. All right, but we could also try just looking in here, databases. All right, let's see here. Do we have our listed here? Schemas. What do we have for schemas? Public. System info. Just try to see where it would be at in here. That's all. There's all of our roles and everything. Administer jobs. Session manager lock. System info. So we should be able to see it somewhere in here also. Right? Tables. Double click on it. Do we get our tables? Sometimes you have to do that. It's a little bit weird. And I'm looking for that secret, right? Indexes, nothing, nothing. We're back up here. What about this public? Can I double click on that and get something? Not really seeing much in here now, are we? Seeing more going through it by hand than we are with the actual nice little. I also don't really know PostgreSQL very well, so I don't really know where to actually go for her, for this Christine user, So if someone knows it better, speak up. There's our database, like right there. Can actually look at the databases now. Obviously, if we drop it down. So let's only see one database in here. So I'm wondering if we have to actually tell it that we want to connect to that other database. I'm wondering. So maybe we connect again to that PostgreSQL. Then we connect to secrets maybe. So URL database secrets. Maybe we have to do something like that. I think that's still the password. I think I still have it saved. Looks like secrets is trying to load. We found that through the /list with our PSQL, right? Surprised it didn't download the whole thing. All right, cool. So we actually do get it. So there's secrets like right there. There we go. All right, awesome. So we are seeing stuff in here, but man, PostgreSQL is not very nice now, is it? And there's flag for our table name. There's flag like right there. So we go ahead and try to open that up. Double clicked on it. Yeah, I want to see the value. Like, give me the damn flag. Man, PostgreSQL, you suck ass, dude. Can we drop this table? View diagram, generate SQL, copy, paste, delete, rename, view table, which is F4. Yeah, I want to see what is the flag. All right, so we've come to learn that post-GRE SQL sucks ass, and I have no idea how to use it. That's what we've come to learn today. There's our columns, okay? Columns, value, which should have the flag in it. It should be the value, right? Okay, so we've learned many things today. All right, let's just go ahead and we'll just do it by freaking hand then. All right, to connect to something within post-GRE, we'll do a slash connect. Secrets, because we already saw that one, right? Okay, cool. Now we're connected to secrets, guy. Now from here, what we could do is we could just say, hey, I want to see drop the tables, which we have schema public flag. All right, is one of the tables, right? And then from here, we can just do a select star from flag. And then there we go. Okay, so it took me longer to click around on that thing. I was hoping to show you guys like, hey, this is how easy this is. But with PostGRE SQL, with MS SQL, I found this much easier than trying to, do the commands in there and things like that. Obviously, with PostGRE SQL, it's not much easier. It's miserable. Can I just like drop the table, like right click, like export data? Can I select star? Yeah, I just want to like select star. Okay, that's a horrible. Can I actually give it SQL commands? How about that? Can I tell you that I want to give you commands? I don't want to generate any SQL. I want to actually give you commands. Can I do that? View table, view diagram, generate SQL, tools, open dashboard, session manager, create task. Yeah, this is kind of just trash, huh? All right, so we've kind of learned whoever made this database doesn't know how humans work. That's what we've come to learn today. Could you imagine making this, like building that database, and be like, yeah, guys, this should work. And then you show the very first person it, they're like, yo, this is fucking trash, bro. What's the name of the database? Secrets. Could you use dynamic 100% is? What do you mean? No, it's not. 100%. It is secrets. I literally just dropped the flag actually out of it. Thank you. All right. Could you use dynamic total instead of local port forwarding? Yes. That's what I was actually thinking about doing. All right. Submit the root flag. Thank God we are finished with this one. But we did learn quite a few different ways. Heidi SQL is another one. Well, dbeaver is also another one too. They're supposed to be able to do that way. It's just impossible to read the damn flag with. But Pharma is saying Heidi SQL, which is another one that we could utilize. For some reason, Heidi SQL, for some reason, like broke. All right, well, not going anywhere in that, so that like broke it for some reason. We're at the U mount actually. Yep, we're at the U mount because we all know how that works. Once you mount something in there, it is miserable to get out afterwards. It's not an app. Oh, okay. Well, it's not in the repositories. All right. So that one, like right there, was funnel, which we learned to be able to port forward using SSH, right? We looked at a couple different ways to be able to download stuff off of FTP. We looked at PSQL or post GRE SQL, right? We also looked at dbeaver, and yeah, that was like right there. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you all later.